It's nearly 6:30. Do stay with us now. It's time to join the BBC's news teams where you are. Goodbye for now. Have a good weekend.
Good evening. Welcome to Wales Today. I'm Lucy Owen. Tonight's top stories. Epilepsy in the spotlight, why it's no joke for stand-up comedian Dan. Today, a new strategy to improve care for sufferers. Now, if you're one of the thousands of epilepsy patients in Wales, there's some good news today. Plans to improve care have been announced by the Assembly Government. Claire has all the details for us.
Thank you, Lucy. Well, the Assembly Government has been working together with epilepsy organisations for the last 6 years to devise a strategy for patients. And this is the first of its kind in Britain, and it's no small task. Epilepsy is the most common neurological condition in Wales. There are between 20 and 30,000 people living with it in Wales, and every year 1,500 new patients are diagnosed, and with around 1,000 people dying every year in the UK, patients like Dan from Cardiff say they need all the help and support they can get. His condition means he can't drive and can't rely on public transport, so he moved from Carmarthen to Cardiff.
Well, my name's Dan Mitchell. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm 31 years old, but I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 17. And it happened one day when I was going to a rock concert. I sort of woke up, went downstairs for breakfast, and the next thing I knew, instead of waking up to Iron Maiden, I woke up in hospital. My dad was really worried. I wasn't that worried, I was a bit confused, but my dad had seen the fit and he said it was very, very scary. I do find having epilepsy frustrating, largely because the main thing, I can't drive. Therefore, I can't go as far afield as I'd like to with the comedy. If I have too many late nights, I'm likely to have a seizure, and this does restrict the comedies to a certain extent. But so long as I know where I'm staying and I've got a nice lie-in when I get there, I'm okay. They used to mock me in school for having specs. They called me Specky, Four Eyes, Specs Offender. But then one day it all stopped when I was diagnosed epileptic. Then they started calling me Mr. Shake and Vac. And one genius combined both ailments into a handy bite-sized insult and called me a specaleptic. Yeah, thanks, Dad. Everyone I speak to and tell them that I've got epilepsy, they're not sure how to react. They've not met many epileptics and they don't know how to deal with them. I'd just like people to know it's not something to worry about. People with epilepsy can generally lead a fairly normal life. There's just certain aspects they have to, take into account.
Not a bad comic, is he? So what kind of help can Dan expect after this 12-week consultation has finished? Well, the new plans propose to reduce the incidence of epilepsy by better diagnosis and medication, help people self-manage their condition and provide more care closer to people's homes so that patients are treated in the right place at the right time.
It will have a great impact on people. It will improve their diagnosis and treatment, get them better treatment, and hopefully render them seizure-free. I mean, 70% of people with epilepsy can become seizure-free on medication, but the research has shown 50% of people actually are not seizure-free. So if this will improve their seizure freedom, that will improve their quality of life.
So the plan's welcomed there by epilepsy organisations, and patients say any help of any kind can't come soon enough. Lucy.
I'm sure. Claire, thank you very much indeed. The main news again tonight. And Dan Mitchell is one of 30,000 people in Wales who has epilepsy. Today, the Assembly Government announced plans to help improve the lives of epileptic patients by providing care closer to their homes and better medication. And that's Wales Today.